Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Disco Elysium. I came here just to tell because I'm pretty sure she has some opinions, something about the photograph. Actually, did I even check the photo? Instant photo of tattoos. Lieutenant Kitsuragi snapped this photo of the hangman's tattoos. It displayed the intricate web of blue lines stretching across his torso. You have to admit, it does look quite cool. I mean, tattoos are really fucking cool.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
That must have some meaning.
It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
Well, let's see if our brain can figure it out. Who are you?
Gone.
God. What is the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Well, that's why I came to degree. Also, probably the scab leader. There's another mercenary. It's the only one that I can think
You're
of.
back. Good. What can I help you with at this late hour?
She takes a sip from her silvery thermal cup. It's night. You don't ever sleep?
Matter of fact, I don't.
Why is that?
I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual, though. I'm old, you see.
Old, huh? I mean, I think I have that too.
Don't worry. It's curable. With questions. Ask me some. It'll help pass this night.
Yeah, okay. Anything new? I have a photo of the victim's tattoo. Show it to her.
She reaches for the photo, takes it, then holds it in her hand. For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
So, what do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one of the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
So what is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
So he's Oranese for orange. Alright.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue.
The times have changed.
What travel did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
She points it on the photo.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stuck Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Okay, I thought he was from Orange, but also has Revachol in the heart.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Okay, so his service history. I get it. Alright, that's pretty cool. We use our intuition with our Caparoni's brothers to figure that out.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the sea.
Okay, we got an extra point. Let's unlock a thought, because I want to get ace high. I don't think I read it actually. Temporarily research bonus, +1 empathy towards Skin Kitsuragi specifically. 2 hours, 45 minutes. The Insulendian Civil War was not the first war to see the use of aerostatic aircraft on both sides, but it was the longest. For 8 years, forced multi-rotor aircraft crisscrossed the air. Whatever. The ace high was a custom of the revolutionary side, performed by squadron mates after landing. Lieutenant Kitsuragi likes it. Why is that? Internalize that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. That's just a way to say, hey, good job, you know? Alright. Alright, for all the boys looking for a picture, a blood spatter on the sea. Alright, who could tell me more about this?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial. Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I need the information. Mark it down. Ask Mercs about tattoo.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That is all for the tattoos. Thank you for your
Is there
help.
anything else I can help you with?
With ever again. No.
Of course, Detective. You can always... What would you like to know? Good.
Let's see if there's anything.
What we do.
There was a touch of... She nods.
Of course. Anything to...
Alright, that's enough
I
for
am
now.
sorry to-
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you later. Okay, let's go back to the corpse. It's too late. I don't think the mercenaries there anyway. I don't know where we're gonna look for something similar. Alright, buddy time. Actually, should I wear something else? Maybe. Nah, whatever. This is fine.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Okay, first, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the worst.
What the fuck are you
highest
talking about,
summit,
Encyclopedia?
And the failure of the 38 single, Ep.25, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Why don't you know? Why use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Okay, who's the Copopedia? I think I need to give a call.
You, sir. You are the Copperpedia.
Ah, fine. Clap the gloves hand. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Okay.
You're being handled. If you resist now, he will turn on his heavy-duty authority mode. You'll get your chance to dig in later.
Alright, if I can like fucking shove my hand into the cadaverous body later, I guess that's fine. We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
He nods.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got this. We're smart.
Challenging logic. Hell yeah, we're smart. Open your ledge. Add the field autopsy form. Tell me something, that man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
So, which one was it that killed you? Love or communism?
Huh?
You say love killed you, but when you fell down, you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is
Oh,
embarrassing.
okay. Well,
Come
okay.
back later.
Yeah. Open your ledge.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant.
That's you.
I guess. Right, Harrier Dubai, Lieutenant Dobler
the
Yefretor.
corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
Corner case number.
KK57 0803 dot.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Okay.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Shouldn't we file the Colonel case under me? Technically, I arrive at the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 11:11. It's meaningful.
Meaningful.
10:15. It's understated.
It's meaningful or it's understated. I don't know what that means. Let's put it 11:11.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
Name.
We've heard the nom de guerre. Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down.
Right, Lely. Nom de guerre.
What's next? Date of birth?
Sure. Date of birth. Not.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
The lieutenant corrects his glasses.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Okay, visual calculus says write 42. I'm gonna write around 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial. Subgroup Occidental. As per your observation.
Write it down.
The pudgy mess looks neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look
Well, because
human.
it's been dead for like
The
10
next line
days.
says, as you read it, you think, that leaves out dark-haired Mesk, Sal, Sarah Mauritian, Kedratic. Lighter-skinned Occidental means this man could be Vespertine, Oranese, Messinian. Those 3 are on the table. A solid guess, Mr. Racial Profiler. Also of note, your unconscious racial profiling machine ruled out Messinian before. Despite all the Copperoonies and Cobos, that leads Vespertine or Oranese.
I mean, if we're gonna get 2
Continue.
of them, might as well write it down, but okay. Moving on, sex.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaimed energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Right? You can write pig gonna have sex or fucky fuck. No, male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of birth, date of death.
We're still going with March 4th.
Alright.
51.
040351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1111 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
Treatment. It's not that strange. What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Oh.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
Yeah. Shut up, authority. Volition has my back. Stay cool, stay cool. I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprint looks like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
He placed his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Oh, a baby.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Damn, that was pretty heavy. 42%. Every single cop did the station of breath thing. We should start the post-mortem. Okay, turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Alright. Number 1, external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto the side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
No, it's not happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Alright, write it down.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Write it down.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up. Feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
It's not a map of the night sky, Kim. We literally went to talk to Joyce about that.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Alright, write it all down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Again, write it down. You got it all figured out, Kim.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing.
Write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse hair before moving on.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch. Wet.
Stroke his hair.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Keep petting him.
More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape.
Bumps.
There, dead man. You were someone's child.
There,
It's all
baby.
over now.
There,
The
baby.
lieutenant watches you in silence.
Write it down. Sure, like brown, male pattern baldness.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, indicating stones thrown. Low velocity.
Yeah, for fucking kids, Kuno.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Kuno, your velocity is very low. Fuck off.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Write it down, but I meant for high velocity. No, write it down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produced a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he started cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber gripple cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Jesus, I'm not good with my body, Kim.
No,
All I
he
can
ain't.
do.
Your pig's a boring
Oh.
fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
Man, oh, I'm gonna fuck his body, huh?
After
Oh,
some
okay.
deliberation,
Good.
You sink
Good
the
roll.
cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze
Lucky.
the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his fingers along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
All right, write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man underpants.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna show his dead dick. I get it.
I fucking knew it.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
All right, I'm gonna ask you. Does it look like he was enjoying his moment of death?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
Yes, processing sign. That's what I meant. No, I was trying to get a psychic read.
No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals.
Alright.
And a deathly odor.
Inspect the genitals.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Alright, write it down. Add semen sample.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his
Damn,
skin.
that's a lot of scars, a lot of combat.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This carrying is extensive, way more than a law official.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item, hands.
He takes the the right hand in his He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves it to the other hand. Pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
What the?
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Do you like it when I stroke your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Sorry, I got another corpses I probably have to witness in my life.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Alright, the lieutenant concludes the dead man's fingers slip from your hand, cold and sausage-like. Just for curiosity, we were expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant has been barely keeping it together these past 2 items.
Okay, sure, whatever. Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
He turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buried his face on his sleeve of his jacket. Alright, well, good work. Good work, Kim. Good work. We did a good work. Second, internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
I don't know what that even means.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I add the moral of this story,
What would that be?
he looks at you quite inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins.
Thank you for lightening his mood. It's hard down there.
Ah, you're welcome, King. Alright, none.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Oh, this, very descriptive.
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Alright, write it down.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he began to pry open the dead man's jaw. He stopped to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Alright.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart, hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
What do we look inside? Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Hold it together. We put a lot of fucking points into endurance just for this. Look it deeper inside.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
The lieutenant repeated impatiently. He let go of the jaw. The mouth snapped shut before you. Okay, so there's something inside. At least my brain tells me to. Write it down.
Hepatobiliary. Na.
He wipes his brow. Why? We don't have anything? What is hepatobiliary? How my guy doesn't know what an autopsy field is? Or all the other shit, but it doesn't like, oh, hepatobiliary. What is that? I don't know what's that. Hepatobiliary. Is it that not common of a term? Why? Don't we have anything?
Are you hepatobiliary
I'm
expert?
far from it. He looks at the corpse stomachs with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. Okay, right now.
Same for toxicology and serology. Na.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Or obscure tidbits and odd trivia fit the fields?
No.
And right now. The completionist in me wonder if there's something we can still do.
We already have one test as per regulation, and we already requested semen.
Pigs requested semen like it's no big deal.
I'm not even interested in these boring mulkus anymore. I haven't sucked him off or anything.
Yes, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna ignore that comment, kids. Yes, better to leave it at that. More important.
Leave it Na then.
Alright, NA then.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Alright, write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sign of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Write it down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries, summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, fatal injury was the burst. Now, non-fatal, fatal, post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
Yeah, fucking Kuno.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
At shed velocity, Kuno.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
The lieutenant's admission has caused great gratitude in Kuno. He is silent with it.
Yeah, whatever. Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury.
Sorry, it was the fatal injury. Kuno, you're going to jail. It's gonna do you some good, trust me. No, it's not fatal. Post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligator mark. Finish the autopsy. What's the 4 injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
So, little hint. Ligature mark. Finish the
A
autopsy.
dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
I think it was non-fatal, post-mortem. The lieutenant falls silently, abruptly.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck. A column of cold air encircles
They already give us...
rising slowly upward in the shape of a courtyard, bordered by cracked plaster, windows, seagulls perched on air conditioning units.
Again, we already know the thing on the neck and everything that it looks weirdly like uncolor, right? Especially after so long. So if that was the reason of the murder, you know, like should be more pronounced. And again, they gonna give me a hint of like, hey, by the way, just keep a 4-1 just in case.
A small green enclosure.
And the way that they carry him around.
Of tenements, Capeside apartments, whirling in rags, and the fortress wall of Terminal B. Above it, a thin blanket of coastal stratus clouds. Higher yet, coalition airships guard over the 21 cordons of the zone of control. The air is crisscrossed with radio transmissions. The hair on your neck rises.
Was I right?
You were.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you say that?
I'm serious. I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
I can shake the feeling that he was doing something else when he died.
I'm not usually one to go for these hunches, but I think I agree. I thought we had our cause of death here, officer. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Okay. Ooh, we got another point. Well, I should probably save it. First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
Okay, cool.
We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. Then, given the state of decay here, I consider establishing the victim's ethnicity a minor success.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh, you're welcome, Kim. You know, for my first one that I had, at least I can lucidly remember. What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Rip out a copy of the autopsy page.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man's one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
I think we did.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything.
Oh, do
There's
I have
always
more Oh, I don't
something.
have more perception. Oh no. Do I have something that gives me perception? Leave. Hold on. Let's leave for a second. Do I have anything that gives me perception? I don't think so, right? That takes away perception, in fact. Oh man. Oh, boots. Yes. Boots. Perception boots.
The man is deep. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's try it.
Your arms
Let's
eyes
go.
close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold.
Lucky
dead
lucky
flesh
roll.
through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Squeeze his nose.
You pick it between your fingers. The mass is even larger than your nose.
That is quite big.
Very porous, somehow. Like it's about to pop. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
Crawl up his nostril.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Push your fingers in his nose.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
You hear a boy squeak and sound very far away. I'm putting my hand into this dead man's nose. What it looks like I'm doing.
The thing you're looking for, it's not here either. Crawl out,
Right.
spider.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Say abrasion color. Hey, there's a weird thing in his fucking head.
Abrasion color.
The lieutenant looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper.
Kuno is silent.
Touch it with your finger, gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put your finger in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in,
Gross.
you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
All the way down, damn.
The fuck is happening?
Even Kuno see that ugly beast monster is like, whoa.
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The ululations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
There is a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Oh, he's super into it.
Fucking cavity, see?
Kuno's voice is harsh.
Quivering with awe.
Push even deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice-cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Ice cold serrated metal. A piece of metal. Oh, okay. I have good interface. We should talk about it first. Maybe some of my other skills would help me. I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pocket for something. Inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
Thank you, visual calculus.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans close.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Gonna say what you. I don't want to know what you're gonna turn into.
Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement.
Don't let down connoisseur. She wants to see the fuck puppet. Precise spot of exit wound, and don't let. Okay, 92 has to be a really bad roll to fuck this up. Oh, thank God. Hey, we'll pull it out. I think.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just
Whisper, I got it.
My pig's fucking got it.
Oh my God, Kuna's so happy. I don't know. I'm smiling like hell yeah.
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
Slowly put your finger out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
The lieutenant puts a small bag marked evidence under it. Drop it in. Hell yeah. Bullet. Man was
The
shot.
bullet falls in the bag.
I doubt he
leaving
survived with a
splatter
fucking
of
bullet
blood
on the cranium.
Plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You deserve it.
The lieutenant drops the bag in your hand. It feels right. Fracture bullet.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds like heaven.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
he's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fracture hadium bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead, dabba, doop doop.
Dead.
I agree.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too.
Find the bullet before you get
They were
fooled.
right not to assign hanging as
Hell
cause of
yeah.
death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Yeah, sadly we don't have like, I don't know. Do we have X-ray or something? Do we have that kind of technology, or we're too poor for that? Because we could probably today have find the bullet super easily.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Yeah, we should be proud. We didn't get. We were smarter than them.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Maybe they just shot him while they hang him.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it does not explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Okay, I agree. So who will do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why will anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer The real motivation? What really happened?
I mean, they definitely tried to pass it as a hanging and not a shooting or whatever. You know, I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it.
Thank God I paid for the room. Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What's happened next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
I mean, it's 2 a.m. The day has already been gone. You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work.
Ah, Kim, thank you.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
I mean, we cannot... It's been 2 a.m. for like, I don't know, for like half a day in this game. It's fine. I do want to check the bullet with him first. Interact. Evidence. Fractured bullet. The bullet mushroom out on impact. It now looks more like a fanciful jacket button than anything that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone. RCM 1AA23. Alright. Interact.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
Just a little left over in a horrible deed. What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
I say, what do I do with you, Bullet? I was talking to the bullet, you know.
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
That's a good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel the bullet through the baggie.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Okay, so this is not the same type of bullet that the cops uses. Okay, so it has to be someone else's bullet. I guess they tell you this in case you find the bullet before you find your gun. Or if you had, you know. Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacket bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the street.
So it was from a rifle.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon. Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Oh, we do have something that fit the description, though. The rifle.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Yeah. Unique means a very lower pool of people that could possibly get their hands in this.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
It's open for a while. And yet, have a similar rifle in hand. Aware of the name of the antique rifle you found, Encyclopedia say this came from a breech loader and curse Ilmaranian die. What does that has anything to do with that? Do I have? Oh yeah, I have more point in a hand-eye coordination in case I fucked it up somehow.
A rifle, revolutionary period.
Fuck yeah.
Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution.
So very fucking old rifle.
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
It will probably fit the chamber, but it's not exactly the same weapon. I mean, it is, but I mean, it's not exactly the same caliber. Is anyone still making this type of rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifle these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Yeah. Oh, what are you thinking, Bullet? He's stuck into the bullet too. I think I know where this came from. Dangle the back thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
You know what? Maybe it will be good in real life. Like, you know how all cops now they're replacing their actually like semi-automatic pistols, and they have like here in my country, they're now trying to equip police mostly with electric taser, which I think is for the better. At least most of the situation, most of the time. War what? Getting shot? I think we should have more powerful guns. We are the law. Makes you consider every shot. I like it, yes.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Okay. Americans be like, okay, liberal.
But back to the investigation.
Since we're looking for an antique enthusiast, could the picnic have been mixed up with some of the foraging guerrilla fighters? Have well-armed jamrock bangers start crossing over into Martinez? Could the victim have been mixed up with some foraging guerrilla fighters?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Alright, well, this was very helpful. The bullet has nothing more to say. Alright, before you go, probably let's see if did I report the fucking bullet
Inside,
thingy?
you see a set of steering
Not the
levers,
bullet.
a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could you? Yeah, I did it. Could you run a serial number from a pair of armor boots for me? Hold on, I think I did this. God damn me for the 41 again.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Oh, never mind. I thought they said that I could have done to this guy as well. Whatever.
This is precinct
I'm sorry.
57.
Could you
How
run
may
a
I
serial
assist
number from a pair of armor boots for me?
you? Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
It's an E50 The make and model of the armor is a Fairweather T500V.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
Alright, I'm done with the radio for now.
In
Thank
the
you very
cabin.
much. Alright, I think we're good, right? Actually, we should talk to Kuno. Be like, hey, that was pretty fucking cool. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Dr. Kuno, fuck's sake.
Necromancer pig. That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me. Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Sure, kid.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
Don't be silly, you're a kid. Answer me some more questions. You know what's a good line of war for getting shot?
Pigs.
He nods. There's a silence. He carries. I want to discuss the body with you again,
The
Kuno.
fuck about it?
There are concussions all over the body. Do you do that?
The fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
Yeah, sorry, my pronunciation is a little shit. I know that. He grabs his head like it's suddenly hurting.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
I hate words too.
Words are fucking shit. Make you stupid. Kuno's got his own words now. Kuno words.
Kuno words. Okay, show me some Kuno words.
Has Kuno been to some kind of school? Probably a school for children with behavioral difficulties.
Kuno, shouldn't you be at school or something?
That's the past, pig. Kuno's not there anymore. Kuno did his time. Now ask about that pig corpse shit and don't go sniffing into Kuno's past.
You know what? As much as I would like to be like, hey, you know, be in school, I want to say school was fucking hell for me. If Kuno refers to school like a prison, I would have put the same thing. I would be like, yeah, you know what? High school for me was like fucking prison. I'm so glad I'm out of there. Besides, 2 fucking a.m. So.
Pigs come to take you back, Kuno. Trying to dig up dirt on you.
Where's the rest of the armor beside the carcass? I got that.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuckgimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant? What are you talking about, kid?
Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man.
It's just an adult, Kuno. It doesn't fit you? Is that the problem?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
You know what? I'm surprised you didn't even fucking sell it. Or maybe you try, and no one will buy it because it's like, oh shit, I don't want anything to do with that. What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
He performs a kickoff of in the imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it on the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Okay, so the head, the helmet is in the sea somewhere.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates.
What do you mean troubadour?
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows.
Jolly Union cowfucker. Who?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the
Mañana?
boots and the jolly
I
smile.
guess the Bonaderos thing is related to like cowboys and cows and shit. So I guess. You mean Mañana?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno.
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That.
I mean, if he helps me locate one of the pieces of the armor, I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Kuno.
Whatever.
Get lost.
I'm out.
Kuno does.
Alright, well, I think it's time for body to body, yeah. Still
The
like.
man is decomposed.
Yeah.
Lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep.
Well, let's bag him. Take him away. The lieutenant takes the body away. You work alone for the rest of the day.
Alright.
He takes out a shiny black body bag. Oh, we have 2 points too. I should probably put a point somewhere. You know what? I feel like physical instrument is something that I always struggle in, so might as well. I have a lot of points on. You know what? I'll put 1 in encyclopedia, just because it's the lowest one of my smart cookies. You know.
I will need a little hat carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bat the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Alright, we finally got rid of that goddamn body. For how many episodes that was just lingering on top of me. And I'm alone now. I'm too sad to be alone. I need my Kim. I'm gonna go back and take a shower.
The door is still nothing. The lieutenant's door, no. What are you doing?
Knock again.
Step, is he not worried that you haven't found the murder weapon yet? Anything to not face the hanged disco man.
Knock again as before.
You hear the sound of a drawer.
Yes, what is it? What time is it?
I don't know, Kim.
Well, I don't know either.
Sleep is what.
Good night.
Alright.
The window stands broken. You see some.
Alright. I need to take a shower. Did I got everything from this?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Oh yeah, I
It's barely
got
covered in
the.
steam anymore.
I never found out
You
what.
see your face, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
I never realized what was the thing with the expression. Okay, well, I mean, I'm fucking here. Might as well do this final silly little task. Alright, what do I have on encyclopedia? Encyclopedia. Oh, this one gives me 2 encyclopedia. That's a lot. Alright.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom.
83, that's pretty high.
It's barely covered in steam. It belongs in the new, the 3rd decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Oh, so that's when disco happened.
For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume la Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right.
Guillaume de Million.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
In my brain, unaltered, said, I would sell some bullshit. I don't know. So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Yeah, I don't really have the expression anymore. I feel like this would have helped to get rid of it. Realize what was it? I feel like I had a glitching sound when I make. No, we're not making it. How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like who I am? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for
I mean,
that.
we did get some answers, but yeah, we're still a bit in the dark. It's okay, I'm sure we'll get to it.
It doesn't
Yes,
have
that's
to
it.
be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the Stardust will...
Let the mirror be for now. No, the Stardust is not coming back. Alright. Take those glasses. I don't like them. Let's take a bath.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Yep.
Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
I want to live forever with the corpse smell. Memento mori and stuff. No, run yourself a bath, dude.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Undress, close your eyes, submerge.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks. Like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely. And so tired.
No, take the beer can out. This is a beer-free zone. Take the beer cans out.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Linger in the tub a little.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
The video rental again. Alright, just get
The
out.
waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Well, we should go to bed. Let's go to
The
bed.
bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Let's go to sleep. Don't
It's
linger.
not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
I mean, it has been
Thoughts,
literally
baby.
weeks of work.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Are you gonna treat me like shit every night? Jeez.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Okay, sure. Spinning on eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now.
What are we if not the collection of our memories and experiences? It's fine. I am who I am. The only thing I can do is try to recognize my flaws and work towards betterment.
You can never forget this shit.
The colors, the voices.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harristar, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless.
Yeah, I mean the fucking
meaningless
postcards were like
keepsakes.
shit. They sell for nothing.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right, I am an agent of the world, for better or worse.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this.
I think I'm pretty late. Have you
One
seen me
more day,
stroking the head of
and
the
you'll
corpse?
be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in
I'm
home
building
life.
communism for all. This time, we won't fail. Pursue thought.
There he goes again. He's
I'm
a
here.
real
I'm
political
pretty sure this is
animal,
new.
Harry.
I heard
He
about
still doesn't
like there's a
see
political quest or
that it's
something.
the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Oh my gosh! Shut the fuck up, brain. Feel the pillar under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
Yeah, for the city.
Do it for the wind.
For the
Do
win.
it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world.
For all the
One
puzzles.
conversation.
Open your eyes.
Rise and shine, comrade. It's time to get to work.
What's going on?
Despite all the thinking you've been doing, only 0.0001% of communism has been built.
That's a
It's
very
too
small
great a
portion.
task to undertake alone. You're going to have to get organized.
Okay.
Have you engaged the shit compressor? This task won't permit any looseness on your part, mentally or physically.
Have you seen my shit recently? It's really gotten it together.
It's good that your personal business is in order, but we're talking about political matters of world historical import here. You must seek out your revolutionary brothers and sisters. Find out how much communism they've built. Then, together, maybe you'll be able to build as much as 0.0002% of communism.
Hey, that's literally double of communism that it's already in the world. You know, that's progress.
But it won't be easy. Decades of persecution by coalition authorities have driven the remaining communists of Martinaise underground. They live underground. These communists aren't men. They're mole people.
But I am part of the coalition authorities, having persecuting communists this whole time.
Possibly. If you have been, it's only because you're a double agent acting in furtherance of your long-term objectives. Listen to this. Do you really think you're the kind of person an underground communist cell would entrust with a mission that requires such discretion?
Probably not.
Regardless, what's past is past. You need to look forward to the work of building communism.
I don't know if I want to look for mole people.
They're not mole people. They're your comrades in the eternal class struggle. It's your task to find and join them.
Will they help me fire up massive social sausage grinders?
Just between us, you may want to lay off this grind up the bourgeoisie stuff.
Why not?
It's a bit off-putting, even to fellow communists.
That's the best part. How am I supposed to find them if they're hiding?
Let your nose guide you, detective.
My nose?
Yes. Fortunately, communists are known to have a very distinct smell. We really have no idea what they're talking about. There's no linkage between ideology and olfaction.
What does communist smells like? Oh, rhetoric.
Failure.
Oh. There's so much failure in my life already. I don't know if I can take it anymore.
That's why you're perfect for the job. No one's got a better nose for failure than you, Harry.
You know what? That's why you're rhetoric. That logic makes perfect sense.
What you're smelling is your own body odor, of course. Nothing a shower and change of clothes couldn't
I
fix.
literally took a bath a couple of hours ago.
People sometimes complain there are no real communists left in Martinez. But you can smell their presence. They're out there, waiting for you to join them. Incidentally, during the waning days of the anti-centennial revolution, a number of Revacholian communards constructed elaborate hideouts in abandoned root cellars, hollowed out tree trunks, and even residential sewage tanks. This latter phenomenon gave rise to the early anti-communist slogan, "The future's bright when you flush out the white."
Okay. I guess I'm ready. I mean, this sounds stupid, but I guess I'm ready. Let's get organized.
First, you'll have to locate the remaining communists in Martinez. When you get near to someone with revolutionary potential, your nose will give you the signal to establish contact.
Okay.
Again, no, it won't. Any olfactory response you perceive will be strictly psychosomatic. Judging from the bust of Krasmazov and other revolutionary paraphernalia you discovered, it seems that the Cape Side apartments may be a hotbed of communist activity.
We'll do have to go around a little bit. So, yeah, we have a couple of people that I can think of that are communists. We have, well, I guess the Union themselves, like Era, even though he's, again, I don't know if I can call him like a real pure communist, you know what I mean? But some of their people, I do have to talk with Mañana, I do have to talk with, some people might have opinions in communism, especially like Rene and stuff. Yeah, okay, and yeah, we go to apartments too.
You should begin by interrogating those lawless malcontents at
Yeah, that's
the
what I was gonna say.
Workers' Union. They're an obvious place to start.
Hang on, what will I do once established contact with my fellow communists?
You'll discuss the monumental world historical task that lies before you. You'll engage in rigorous and spirited debates about Mazovian theory and practice. But mostly, you'll probably complain about other communists.
Isn't that part kind of counterproductive?
Not at all. Complaining about other communists is one of the most important parts of being a communist.
You know what? Can't deny that logic. Roll up your sleeve. Let's get to it.
Here we go. Wake, brave worker. 'Tis no time for bed. Fight till there's no slaves below, and no masters overhead.
Well, that was interesting. I'm really curious to see what is the communist political quest. I have no idea what that is. Again, I played the original version. I didn't play when they added the new voices and like full dialogue. I don't know about the political quest. I'm curious because I know the developers of this game are actually more aligning to the communism in real life. I mean, of course, like ideology. But again, you can see themselves being like, oh, communists just complain about other communists all the time, or the certain branch of communism, and yeah, like how it's basically a failure, So yeah, I'm curious to see, how self-aware it is. But anyway, I think we've done a lot for today. So thank you everybody for watching. If you've been enjoying the content, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see each other on the next episode of Disco Elysium. Bye bye.